Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
Kevin Burkhardt, Fox Sports. And we're now joined by Willard and Dibs. It's the crossover. Ooh. 24-23. That one I'm going to say the Niners lose.
It's 2 in a row they lost.
No, but I mean, as opposed to they got beat.
Minnesota beat them.
That's correct.
Back-to-back games, they lost.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah, shout out Fox for the attempt at a graphic.
What we talked about? What was that?
Wait, what happened?
Kyle Shanahan 38-0 when entering the fourth quarter with a lead of 10 points or more.
Is that inaccurate or just misleading? It's one or the other.
Both.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
They lost 6 games under Kyle, up 10 or more in the fourth.
Yeah,
so it's false.
But I thought 10 plus. That means 11.
No. It means 10 or more.
There we go.
But the key word was entering.
Correct.
Right. So it would be, in fact, worse to blow a 10-point lead if that was not established until after the fourth quarter starts.
Hey, we saw something yesterday we hadn't seen in a while.
Okay.
Well, and the thing about the graphic is the graphic was accurate in the regular season.
Yes.
The regular season. If you want to talk about the postseason, we can talk about the NFC Championship where they were up 10 going into the fourth against the Rams and lost.
Of those collapses,
you can talk about the Super Bowl where they were up 10 going into the fourth and lost.
Yeah, where do you get the other 3? The regular season. They're not all in the playoffs, the 6.
What 6?
The ones you're mentioning right now. You said...
I'm talking about when they enter the fourth quarter quarter with a 10-point lead or more.
In
the
lost
regular
6
season,
games
they
under Kyle Shanahan. That was on the postgame show on NBC Sports Bay Area. They've lost 6 times. That was the 6th time, up 10 points or more in the fourth under Kyle that they lost.
In the fourth.
That's not entering the fourth.
In the fourth.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why it's misleading, because I would argue it's worse.
Guru, we went through this.
It's worse. It's worse to blow a 10-point lead that's not established until there's...
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, please, get out of here. That wasn't even... You're not even right.
Yes, I am right.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, I will fight that one all day.
Guru, I've written down the 20 fourth quarter blown leads that they've had. This is now 20, and only twice has that happened when they've entered the fourth quarter up 10 or more. The other 18 are leads that they blew in the fourth quarter when they were either up by less than 10 or they didn't enter the fourth.
Yeah, this team can protect leads.
For example, against Seattle in 2020, I had to go back and double check this one because I saw the graphic and I thought, no way. I grabbed my piece of paper. They were up on Seattle 16-6, but with 14:22 to go in the fourth.
Okay.
So they didn't enter the fourth up by 10 or more. 38 seconds into the fourth, they took a 10-point lead. Then they blew that 10-point lead.
I got it now.
So it's just entering the fourth, and I'll share this with everyone. All the leads they've blown. Now 20 times. Kyle Shanahan has blown a fourth quarter lead.
I'll tell you what.
Kyle Shanahan.
The 2019 Super Bowl, they were up 10, entering the fourth.
Correct.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The 2022 NFC, the 21 NFC Championship game at LA.
Another one.
They were up 10.
You're on fire.
The touchdowns at the end of third.
You're on fire.
Yeah.
And that's why the graphic was a little misleading because, yes, he's 38-0, but not if you want to count postseason. Here's a couple of whoppers.
Wow.
Fox. Tom Brady. And by the way, Tom, it's not San Fran. He's not getting better.
Was getting killed.
You know why they call him the safety? Because he's the safety
Yeah, I like that one. He's got to protect the end zone.
Football for dummies. Tom Brady, you stink.
Niners throw the ball the
his dad
first
might be
5 times in
listening.
the first 5 plays of the game. Tom said, I'm not used to the Niners throwing it around the yard like this. And that was a theme. We got to bet with you.
You do?
Mason only getting the ball 14 times. There was a litany of plays we could get to. But how does that happen in 100-degree? Why wouldn't you use him to wear the Arizona Cardinal defense down, Willard Dibs, when he was averaging 6.4 yards a total?
I want to know what the bet is that I don't even know. How can I be in a bet that I don't know about?
Just answer.
Yeah.
Just talk.
When you hear that,
well, what's the question again?
What comes to mind when the game that we just saw?
Yeah.
Mason only had 14 touches in that game.
How many times did Garendo get a carry?
Garendo had 3.
Okay.
36 rushes, 35 passes, 26 rushes.
Yep. 35 passes, 26 rushes. Yeah, okay. I don't really have much of a problem with that.
Well, to me, he didn't get the ball enough.
Well, but that's what Monday is for. If you lose, then whoever got the ball wasn't supposed to get the ball.
No, but 14 totes for a guy that's beast mode in 100-degree heat.
I know, but
I got a problem with that. That's all. And then
fine.
you take 3 points when you could have gave him the ball 2 times instead of taking the 3 if you wanted to be ultra aggressive.
I don't know.
This dude is a running back mismatch. And to give him only 14 carries, maybe he could have did what James
and don't forget,
Conner
Mark,
did.
they got to play on Thursday too. It's a short week.
Well, I don't know what. Now you brought up the Heat, so why? Like it's
because some are using that as to why James Conner averaged 1.6 yards per carry in the first half, and 6.7 in the second.
Well,
the Heat warmed down?
I have a disagreement with my lovely Christy because she says, the Arizona's more used to the Heat.
Well, and they play inside a dome.
Where are all of the players who play for these 2 teams from? What, like, is everybody from Arizona? Is all from Arizona? Everybody who plays,
when they walk outside, Mark,
they do practice outside.
I understand, and so do the Mariners.
It's hot there.
And it is in Santa Clara.
JP Mason
not that hot.
It's pretty hot. I don't know if you've been here this summer.
Is real light to me.
Yeah,
that game where you had a lead.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm just going to say that I think that these conversations are often a function of
overreaction Monday.
Well,
Monday
the final score.
Yeah.
Like so here's what I'd ask you. Did you feel like they were underutilizing JP when they were up 23-10?
It crossed my mind, but I thought they were going in for the kill shot.
Then it's a fair opinion.
I swear
Outside of that, I think
14.
it's a little bit of a cherry pick because, when he goes to 22 carries, it's too many. When it's 14, it's not enough. And there's game flow. There's game flow that affects it. If it was something that's crazy, I think
the Cardinals are happy that they chose to give that man the ball 14 times.
The only way I can answer it is if during the game I'm sitting there like yelling at the TV going, why are you doing this?
Well, the pass happening now, Willard, all of a sudden.
I don't know if I feel that way. You don't feel that way?
Dibs, 14 times for Mason, 35 in the air.
You did the rewatch this morning. Did it feel pass happy to you?
A little bit early. And as far as Mason's carries go, he would have gotten probably 3 more late in the game, but he fumbled. And I'm looking at the second half, and he got 7, and he got a pass. And the last drive, they got it at their own 30, and they're up 2 with 11:25 to go. You're thinking, use 7 minutes, score a touchdown, and it's night-night, and it's Mason for 9 on a pass. Mason goes for 19. You remember the stiff arm?
Man.
Unbelievable stiffy. Debo end around. I didn't like it.
Oh, man.
You trying
too cute.
Give Debo the ball straight ahead.
Or
the end around was stupid.
Again.
Ayuk gets 20.
He's tired.
Now it's 1st and 10 at the 21.
This is bad.
Mason for 1. Kittle back-to-back passes. These are passes. Nobody's mad now because Kittle gets it Kittle gets it on 3rd and 6.
And he broke the tackle.
Breaks the tackle.
Yeah, it was great.
First down. So now you're 1st and goal at the 8.
And then here we go.
You give it to Mason.
Yeah.
Exactly what everyone wants. And he gets punched in the mouth, literally, and he fumbles. If he doesn't fumble there, they give it to him again, and they give it to him again, and then they bring the punter out to be the kicker because the kicker tried to be the tackler, and the punter has to be the kicker because the kicker thought that he was the tackler, which is a whole nother issue.
Got you.
So if he doesn't fumble, he does get 2 or 3 more carries, and then it feels better. I didn't think that they were too pass happy. For me, the Shanahan play calling is the least of my worries.
Then why are you 1-6 in the red zone? And when you were up 2 at that juncture, you could have been up 20. That's my thing. They're 30th in red zone efficiency.
No, it's not good.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. That's not good.
Christian's a piece of that, and I know that I know it hasn't been good all year. I especially thought Brock wasn't very good in the red zone yesterday.
Okay. Well, I thought he was off a little bit.
Yeah, he missed throws.
54%.
Kittle had a walk-in touchdown.
He held it too long.
Yeah.
If he did just throw it right away, like you could see it on TV.
Yeah.
He runs right open, and I don't know why Brock held the ball for an extra beat. And then it wasn't delivered perfectly, and then George fell out of bounds.
Yeah.
But Brock struggled in the red zone yesterday. There's no
7
question.
of 15 in the red zone for 45 yards. The yards don't matter as much, but I was looking at all 6 of the red zone possessions, and they all were equally messed up, other than the one that they scored a touchdown on, which I thought was a Kyle Shanahan masterclass because they came out.
It made Arizona look stupid. That was the easiest. It was
by formation because they came out. I can't wait to get Greg Cosell on this. Actually, they came out in 22 personnel, but they went empty. They had two receivers. I'm sorry, two running backs, two tight ends, but they went empty. So Arizona's thinking, wait, what? And, Kittle just went whoop right away. You had Salbert was out wide to the right.
Easiest touchdown passes ever thrown.
That was a well-schemed play.
Yeah, okay.
But other than that, I thought that the red zone, I thought that the end of the half, Shanahan totally botched it. You had 2 timeouts and 1:40, and the opening play, you get 12 yards on a Purdy scramble, and you're just taking your time.
Man.
You take your time, and then you throw to Ayuk for 7, and you're taking your time.
Nice possession.
You could have showed urgency, which would have allowed you to then run the ball some, but you ran out of time, and so you had to go pass.
Wasn't that the Kittle drive, though?
No, this was the Wisnowski field goal at the end of the half.
I know, but wasn't that the one where Kittle came up short?
No.
Kittle went out of bounds at the 1 yard line. That's not
that was
drive?
the previous one.
That was the previous drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
This is the
one.
last drive in that first half.
Yeah, I
That's
got
when
you.
it was 10-10, and it was 2nd and 5, and he threw too high to Kittle and behind him.
Yeah, he
and
was
Kittle
off a
had to
little bit
fight to
yesterday.
catch it, and then he went out of bounds.
Yeah.
And then the next one is when he went scramble, Laya. Because
Steal the bacon. He's doing that.
and he's doing too much.
I can see that.
He's doing too much.
Do you think he's doing too much, Will Steiny?
I felt yesterday he tried to do too much, but it was probably because he felt like he had to do more.
I don't.
Well, that's part
just
of
the
it, too, is the offensive line
Yeah.
is...
See, I think he's doing it by necessity.
Well, he can't run behind Trent anymore, apparently.
Well, and it's funny because I watched the play that Mason fumbles on 1st and goal at the 8, which was
Kittle got blew up.
Watch Trent on that play. Trent is all but like in a hammock.
I was about to say, I missed it.
He is just, he's standing there.
Right.
Kittle gets blown up. The play's going nowhere, fine. But you look at Big 71, and he is like hands on hips and just like standing there like, oh, man.
I missed that.
Heat, you win.
All
and the
right.
ball comes out,
That's
and you
rough,
see all of
man.
them. It's like,
It's rough. Look, they're human beings, but
Yeah.
I like those of us who watched Steph Curry and Klay Thompson for this many years. I'd be offended if I was a professional athlete and I'm losing a game because it looks like the other team's in better shape.
Well,
Like those two would have never, ever, ever, ever let that happen in a basketball game.
Steiny says that's why Ayuk was quiet in the second half. I said you're being rough on
Nah,
him.
Ayuk was great yesterday. Ayuk was great yesterday.
We asked for it.
Yeah, he was fantastic. I mean, give the comment that is due. He was the best player on the team yesterday.
including the penultimate drive, which is the second to last drive, where Steiny, you'll remember this, he comes back to the ball, gets the catch, and breaks a tackle and goes for 20 yards to keep that drive alive that ultimately would end with the Mason fumble. But the Ayuk catch is what got you down to the 21-yard line
I thought they were
on
ready,
2nd and 9.
Yeah.
I thought that it was going to be a wrap, like Saran, if I can borrow.
No, you got it.
Thank
It's
you.
the exact same thing that we said a couple of weeks ago against the Rams. It felt like a 7-pick parlay where as you're into the fourth quarter, you're like, if you just, and you said this earlier, Steiny, I heard you say it, you got 7 chances to just do one thing right, and you will win the game. Either whether it's don't fumble or Jake Moody, don't leave with the crown of your helmet with defenders behind you, you moron.
And he's out for a minute.
We're gonna get to that for sure because I know that there's some differing opinions on that. That was absolutely stupid. It's dumb by Jake. It's dumb that he's not coached to do anything different. The kicker has got to be the absolute last line of defense. You do not go lead with your helmet with defenders behind you when you're the kicker. That'd be no different than the quarterback doing it, and we'd be furious if a quarterback did that after an interception and got knocked out for a month. He has to be coached otherwise, and he has to lay back and know that he's way too valuable because it changes the entire structure of a football game.
We saw it.
The 4th and 23 is
it was a punt.
It's 3 points. No, it's 3 points.
Yeah,
if
right,
they got a kicker,
right, no doubt.
it's 3 points and you lost by 1. You do the math.
But they threw it just to catch it. It will be okay not
Exactly.
getting it.
Well, they're just like, move it down the field.
Like,
Right.
Kittle dropped. He should have had it.
Play
Oh,
a
he
field
got
position
smoked.
game.
He got smoked on that
Both
play.
games felt the exact same.
Yeah.
You got 7 chances to make one play, and both times you didn't.
Man.
And they are incredible, damaging gaff jobs. Both of them. They should be 4-1, and they're 2-3.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch and YouTube, powered by First NorCal Credit Union. I'm looking at the fumble right now.
Look at Trent. chilling.
Did you see it?
71 is chilling.
I didn't watch it.
And
I mean, I
granted,
watched it. I didn't rewatch.
His part in the play is already done. He's the left tackle, and he did left tackle-y things.
Yep.
Either I got you or you got me, and then the running back's over there, and it's like, okay, running back.
It's hot out
This
here.
play didn't go our way.
It's hot.
Is it hot?
And then he's kind of. Then the ball
pretty
comes
good.
loose, and you see him look at it, and you're thinking,
I haven't seen this.
boy, he looks 36 now.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just couldn't flop on it.
And Kittle, much like in the Super Bowl, remember when he was like, "You're George, I'm also George."
Did he get blocked by
Running
somebody
material.
named George again?
No, but you could see on this play that Kittle, it didn't seem like he was like fully locked in on the fact that the ball may come free. And I'm going to say this in defense of a guy who's been a pincushion here in the Bay Area, because one man dove for that loose ball, Ronnie Bell. Mm-hmm. Ronnie Bell.
Did he get it?
No, I don't think so. And
He
that was
had it, but he dropped it.
And that was another play where they went
you're
22
right.
personnel, and they have Ronnie Bell as the only receiver on the field. So Ayuk and Debo and Jawan,
yeah.
no, we're going to go with 22 purse, and we're going to have Ronnie Bell out
you go
there.
first and goal at the 8-yard line, and it caught my eye as they were coming to the line of scrimmage, and there goes Ronnie in motion to the
like,
left.
oh, he's out there.
Oh, what the hell is he doing out
I said
there?
he's out
Yeah.
the
What are we
doghouse.
doing out here?
Live your best
I want to
life.
see the snap count because I think Jennings didn't play all the time. Something was
He
going on with
he
his
got hurt
hand.
immediately.
He got hurt,
Yeah.
He got
Early.
hurt early.
But he only had one catch. But I think he might not have been in a lot. Well,
Now, remember,
at least as much as normal.
Like Juwan Jennings, if Debo and Brandon are healthy, Juwan Jennings, as much as it's weird for us to think about, goes back to being Juwan Jennings, which is not playing a lot of the snaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, normally when a quarterback throws interception across the board, guys, you're like, oh, what were you looking at? That was a bad read. And I said this 2 weeks ago, no victory lap. But I said I'm concerned a little bit about Purdy because his picks seem to come when it's tipped. 2 yesterday, both tipped. Any concern or nothing to see here? Because the
Why are you
interception
smiling?
is where, seriously, the one
'cause
like
there's
what-
concern.
Garoppolo's are no throws. Like, what were you looking
I
at?
have none.
These are like,
I have none.
you know, you can
That was-
kind
this was-
of, we're going up against Dibs. I can not even rush. I can drop back and play volleyball and bat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Drew Brees played quarterback for a long time in this league. This was my dad's take too, where he's like, we need a quarterback who's bigger. And my thought is, so for 30 games, this is all wonderful.
Yeah, I ain't saying that.
Well,
They need a
and
new
then there's
one.
a tip ball, and now he's too
Well,
small.
there's tip balls.
He's not too
All right,
small.
all right.
He's fine.
Dibs?
He's fine. This happens.
First pass was way too casual. He had two guys
I
open.
totally agree. On the
Way too
interception,
casual. The first one.
I kind of agree. I thought the
He-
same thing.
He had two guys open, and he
Right,
just kind of tried to Mahomes
Yeah,
it. He just tried to
right.
kind of flip one out there,
Right.
and no, tipped and picked. The second one reminded me of the Philadelphia game.
I was like, is he?
Where
Did he
luckily,
get
luckily, the hit went
doubt
under his
about it.
arm.
Correct.
The
I
hit
just
went
said
under
to
his arm.
myself, show him.
That one has nothing to do with you being too small or anything. I mean,
And that
maybe
ain't on Mason. 2 guys were coming.
exactly. They got overrun by the blitz.
No, I like what was it you guys or was it the morning who played what Kyle said about that? It must have been you guys.
No, Kyle, but I didn't let
No,
him.
it's on Brock. You gotta get.
No,
there's
I
a
didn't
hot-
take it. Oh, okay.
He
That's
goes
how
a high
Steiny
route.
took
You
it.
got to
He
get
just-
rid of the ball.
True.
And
Here you
that's
go.
not on his
All right.
blind side. He's coming right at him. You gotta let that thing fly, man.
5 seconds. That's it.
They had a blitz. We had two guys. When two guys blitz the back, that means you're hot, and we just got to get rid of the ball quicker.
So you got 2 guys blitz the back. You're not asking Jordan Mason to block 2 people. Brock has to read that.
Wow, man.
It's right in front of his eyes. He knows someone's coming unblocked. Get rid of the ball.
I swear,
You
I
gotta
thought
get rid
a
of the
Philly
ball.
game. I go, is he good? Did
Right.
he get up, man?
I know. I
'Cause
thought the same
it cut
thing.
away from the. When it
Yeah,
was,
he
I
got
said,
crunched.
He got
I'll
crunched.
tell you.
I'm not suddenly worried though about Brock Purdy
And the tips.
Like now,
All
now he's too small or he's too. It was not a great game for Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
It was not a great game again for a lot of 49ers. But I don't know about you all. Like
Tried to do too much.
I'm well past like now Brock can't this or Brock can't that or like Brock's the quarterback.
Of course.
And he's fine. He is fully capable of succeeding and has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good game yesterday.
I'm seeing some things that are not like long-term troubling, but his readiness to leave the pocket. He's, I think, too quick to just do the runaround.
When they caught
You
him
know,
a couple times
They
yesterday.
did.
A little
And
pop out.
Mark and I talked before the show, and he's like, if 8 of those go great, because he had a couple of big scrambles for big yards, and that's
Again.
wonderful.
Yep.
But then there's other plays like
Lost 6 yards.
in the red zone when he rolls and rolls and rolls. And once you roll and you're going back in the red zone, it's a wrap. You're not going to, unless you're Lamar Jackson and you fumble the snap.
That's incredible.
This guy.
When he goes crazy, though, wouldn't you guys argue? Like, I think there's playmaking quarterbacks in the league. And when it breaks down and you go crazy like that, I feel like 8 out of 10 times something good happens. And if you want to give up the 2 bad things, you want that to go away, you're also going to give up the eight good things that happen. Like, he makes a lot of plays when he does that. So I get it. It looks a little frenetic, but I don't want Brock's playmaking. I don't want him to turn into, hey,
well, that's why they said he
get rid of it right away.
He was doing too much. I didn't feel that.
I don't know, man.
Because he's running for his life, too, a lot of these times.
He's the quarterback of the football team. Like, I want him to do a lot.
Yeah.
Situationally, you need to have awareness. Like, when your field goal kicker is in the blue tent and you know that you can't afford to give up a sack, or your punter's going to be out of the ability then. And there was the one earlier in the red zone where I thought he fled the pocket too soon, and he's rolling back and to the right, and then you throw it up for grabs, and you're just not going to be able to convert those. But still a young quarterback, and those are things I think will be coached into him, and that was not the most overriding reason why they lost. Again,
Connor running the ball through you in money time is just, I don't know what happened in first half, the second half.
The missed tackles
said they weren't. The
missed
was
tackles are
that.
stunning, and
Connor was running.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of coaching conversation that to be had today. But there's certain things like a Jordan Mason fumble or Brock holding on to the ball too long or missed tackles. That's not on coaches.
Man.
That's not on the coaches. I didn't understand that. It felt like Connor was hit at or behind the line.
He kept going
3 or 4 times, and every time he'd end up with 8 yards.
Yep.
It's just like that one is a head scratcher to me.
First play after the fumble, I'm like, okay, they're going to D up 9 yards. Carr handed to
and
9 yards. I'm like, oh, they're
4 consecutive runs.
Yes.
I got it at 9, 6, 4, and 7, including one on a blitz. Then McBride gets 5, and then Wilson on that double move was open. Calamari misses him.
Right,
who was that? Ward or Lenore? Who did he have? He had beat somebody on that.
That was Ward.
Okay.
Yeah, Ward.
He got lucky.
He bit the first move.
He did.
Ward is playing like crap.
Well, he said a couple after the Minnesota game, Willard, he didn't like how he was being used. He likes to cover the team.
He also said yesterday, this is the worst football I've played in a really long time.
Right, so
I'm going to say it because he said it.
All right.
But again, there are a lot of things that are just head-scratching. Charvarius Ward? We've watched this now for a long time. This guy's a top 10 corner in the league. I don't know what's going on. He looks terrible.
They got to get it fixed, man. They really.
I think I really do think they will. I do think that they are going to be fine.
Dibs, would you say if they lost this game, it's some? What do you say?
Yeah, it wasn't.
If they lose to the Cardinals, it's
right. It wasn't Super Bowl or bust.
Wild card or bust?
Yeah, it's wild card or bust.
No, that was the week before. You had a little T-shirt. You made a little T-shirt last week.
I got so many gems that I give out.
The good news is they're still going to win the division.
No chance.
They're in first place if they win on Thursday.
Right, and if they lose, they're 0-3 in the division, and they're 2-4.
I think.
But when you're the Niners, that's what the Seahawks do.
Yeah,
not the Niners.
I think panic is totally warranted right now.
Okay,
but Uber panic is not. Is reserved.
You got too much time left.
That's reserved for Thursday.
Yeah, just watch.
If you lose Thursday, you've lost to all 3 teams in the division.
That's the New England 20 points you were talking about.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Arizona goes 73 yards on their second to last drive, and then they went 75 yards for the field goal on their last drive.
I just remembered it.
14 plays. They earned that.
I just remembered it. He said it's not a must win, it's a bust win.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's what it was.
Right. And it's might be time to make some hard choices here.
Oh, stop.
Like what?
Like,
what choices do you want to make?
I don't know. Maybe mix up the coordinators on defense, because your defense is watch them play. Watch the game again, and watch how many plays when they're like pointing to each other and like you go there and you shift there. They don't know what they're doing.
Well, I hear the heat was a factor on your show because both teams had to play.
It was a factor for both teams.
It was a factor for the fans. Yeah. Man, that concourse. was shoulder to shoulder under
Was it?
there. Oh God! Well, I'm talking just pictures. I wasn't at the game.
Yeah.
There were
That was
thousands
a low
of
deal
people.
special. Huh? I didn't go.
You know, I can't go. I got a show right after the show. Anyway, yeah, no, they thousands of people just opted out.
It was
on
hot.
that side of that stadium.
Niners tried to wear their white jerseys in NFL's during the midweek.
yeah,
They
yeah.
like, too late.
Yeah, I heard.
Steiny, funny 10-second story.
Sure.
So you come back from halftime.
Take 20.
And there's Kevin and Tom, and they're doing their stand-up, and behind them that's the sun side of the stadium. I go, hon, look at that. I mean, there are like 8 people.
Yep.
And she goes, well, it's halftime. And they're like, let's go to the field for the kickoff. Bang. I'm like, it's not halftime anymore. 8 people.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, holy crap.
Like a Warriors game at the start of the third quarter.